Hey everybody, it's Dr. CoCo, and I'm here on a Sunday at 4 o'clock because we here talking about some real talk because that's what we need, real talk. Yay! So let's let you know what this show is really about. So our topic of the day is self-care and what self-care means and how do we look into self care? What do we do with self care? What does it actually mean, self care? So, my name is Shaniqua Purvis. Everyone calls me Coco. I am the CEO of Both Sides of the Balance and Both Sides of the Balance Ministries. So, I am an ordained minister. Yes, I am. Yay. I'm also a chaplain. And I chose this life because not only did I grow up in church with my grandmother, God rest her soul, my Nana, June Hubbard, and she raised me in some of the projects. I just love learning about God. I love learning about, our lives in a way where how God protects us, that no matter what we going through, that He's always there. And our faith makes us understand and know that no matter what, that He's there, that He's walking in front of us, not behind us. He's walking in front of us, He's on the side of us, He's making sure that, you know, we go through this life in a way where not only are we helping ourselves and doing what we need to do for ourselves, but we do what we need to do for other people. Um, I make sure that every day that I wake up, I help at least one person, at least one person. I always wind up helping way more than one person, but at least I helped one person. So that's my goal. But this show is to talk about real situations, you know, um, any situations. We could talk about anything that you want to talk about. You could call in 929-282-0266, and we could talk about pretty much anything that you want to talk about. Um, but this particular show, we're going to talk about ourselves. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. I'm not going to lie, I just learned in the last maybe, I'm going to say 7 years. Yeah, about 7 years, seven, maybe 8 years, on how to look into myself, pay attention to myself, take accountability for the things that I do, and what I want my legacy to be. So I just want to help other people do that. I don't know if that's a thing for a lot of people. Um, with all the crime that's going on, I think that, you know, a lot of people don't take accountability for themselves. They're so busy in this day and age worrying about other people and, what other people is doing and trying so hard to be someone else that they forget who they are. And I just want to help people try to figure out who they are. Try to pour into yourself more so that you could be a better person for whoever you need to be a better person for. So because I learned these things, I didn't learn them on my own. I was fortunate to have, therapy. And I know a lot of people, especially black people, people of color don't, trust therapy, rely on therapy, even think that therapy is something that works. I don't want nobody in my business, but having someone in your business helps a lot. especially if they're impartial, like they don't know you. So they're genuinely in your business to help you, and they're generally in the business to help other people. So thank God for SOS, Save Our Streets, Best Side. They really told it's an anti-gun violence organization. For those that don't know, I used to work for them for years, and they saw something in me that I didn't see, and they helped guide me to pouring into myself more. And that's what I did. I took full advantage of it. At first, it was like a group thing, but then, I took advantage of doing it individually, and it was the best thing I ever did personally. So, in this show, too, I want to help people with personal development. Personal development means whatever you need to do for yourself that you need to work on. Bottom line. If it's listening, if it's talking, if it's your speech, if it's your way of thinking, if it's the way that your heart and your mind is set up, beliefs. One thing I will not really go into too much is religion. I am a minister. I minister to people, and ministering to people is not always talking about or trying to change your religion or talking about religion. It's more self-help and helping you be a better person. That's what ministry is to me. So, a lot of people hear the word minister and it's like, oh my gosh, you're going to start preaching. No, it's not about preaching. It's about getting you to listen, or talking, just talking to you about yourself and things that you need to work on, things that you can help me with. Like I could be talking to you and then you could help me with some things that I didn't know that I needed. So ministry to me is conversation, talking to people, getting to know people, helping people in ways that I would have want somebody to help me with. Um, Doing things with people in a way where they don't feel like they're alone. There's a lot of people that do a lot, and the burden is so heavy that they feel like they're by themselves or nobody understands what they're going through. No, a person like me, I'm here for you. You want to talk? I'll always listen. That's what we're here for. That's what this show is really about. Talking, but it's also about listening. We can also teach each other how to listen. To me, and I love this quote, and I teach my kids this all the time, the smartest person is the best listener. You can't learn if you're always talking. You can only learn if you listen. So to me, the smartest person is the best listener. So I try to be that person every day. I try to listen to people. I try to help as much as I can by listening. And when you do effective listening, really listen to a person, you can learn a lot from them. And they can learn a lot from you listening to them. They can see that you're patient, that you're understanding, that you care. And that's what people are looking for, bottom line. A person that always talks a lot is looking for an audience, is looking for somebody that to listen to them. And a lot of people don't listen because they feel like they always talking. But they tend to be closest to people that actually listen to them. So that's effective listening. We can teach each other that too. That's what this show is about. So anytime you have a bad day and you just like at work or at home and you feel like no one's listening to you, you can replay the show and say, okay, what did I do wrong? Or how could I change this? Or replay the conversation in your head and see if you was wrong. you know, or see how the conversation went and if the other person was wrong, and be able to talk to that person the next day, in an effective way where everybody could just come together and just be happy. And a lot of people are not happy. And that's why there's a lot of, hate and evilness in the world, because a lot of people are just not happy. So we want to have a show where you could talk, get everything out. If you're mad, if you're happy, if you're sad, and just get it out and let the world know that, I'm trying. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody is perfect, please. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. Jesus wasn't perfect. Like, nobody's perfect. What you do is you learn and keep an open mind and try to see how you could change things. If it needs to be changed, it might not even be you. It might not even be you. You might be going crazy in your mind saying, and people might, and the devil is a liar, because the devil might make you think that it's you. It's always you, it's always you, it's always you. And come to find out, you talk to somebody else outside of your circle, because the devil will make you seem like, oh, you telling my business, or you trying to tell people my business. No, they don't want you to talk to somebody else because they don't want you to get that knowledge, and knowledge is power. The devil don't want you to come back at them with something, you know, showing them that you learned and you overcame where they try to keep you down. So that's what we're doing on this show. We just letting each other know that we here for each other. It's a positive vibe. Y'all can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about and get it off your chest. I'm here whenever y'all need me. Old, young, doesn't matter. You can call us. You can email me. You could just, talk about whatever you want to talk about. And this show today, we're gonna talk about self-care. And you know, we're gonna take our first break. We're gonna take our first break, and I'm gonna come back with self-care and why we need it and why is it important. Thank you for.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys, so you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it. Now, here are our sponsors.
We're back. So, a lot of people hear the word self-care, right? And you say to yourself, oh, I know what that is. That's me taking care of myself, or doing things that make myself feel better, which is fine, which is great. And that's part of it. But self care has a lot of components to it, right? So, you know, even in the Bible, God says that your body is your temple. How you treat your body and on the inside is what comes out. So, a lot of things that we take in that's not good for us shows on the outside. So, you might see somebody that drink a lot. You could see it in their face. Sometimes you could see it in their pores. You could smell it. Even when they're not drinking, you could smell it. Like, even when someone smokes, it just reeks. You don't necessarily have to know they smoke, but you can see that they do. It's something like that. So, like, if you see people that's more calm, reserved, sometimes quiet, sometimes it's because they're they understand who they are as a person, and they know when to talk and when not to. Um, you'll see a change in how they elevate. During COVID, that's when I started like really going into personal development. Now, personal development is anything that you could work on personally that you want to elevate, change, maybe even take away, right? So if you are that person that drink, stop. When you stop drinking, that's personal development. You know that drinking is bad for you. And I'm not talking about social drinking. I'm talking about alcoholics, where you wake up to a drink, you go to bed to a drink, like alcoholics. When you stop drinking, that's personal development. A lot of people don't know and understand that. When you stop smoking, that's personal development. You have people with asthma always complaining about asthma, showing pictures with them in a hospital all tubed up, but then you see them outside on the street smoking. Yo, you got a light. I'm looking at them like, wasn't you on Facebook looking like you was about to die, but you got a cigarette in your hand? Personal development, like self care. Like, come on, who's gonna take care of you better than you? Real talk. So you have to think about these things, and that's all I want you to do. Just really think about personal development. What do I need to do? What do I need to change? What do I need to elevate? So that's when I started taking a bunch of classes, and that's when I decided to be a minister. Like the way my life was going and the path that I was taking and all the things that I do to help people in the street, talking to grieving mothers, going to these funerals and speaking. And when one of our kids gets shot, you can't go to the hospital shuts you down. Not if you're a chaplain. I get to still go. Show that badge. I'm in the hospital. So, those are advantages that I paid attention to, and that's where I saw my life going. So that's why I went into the field that I went into. And it just makes sense to be able to minister. I do not, and I say this all the time, I do not want to be a pastor. Not yet, anyway. I don't know, but now, no. I don't want to be a pastor. I don't want to be in a church, like have my own church. I belong to a church, First Corinthians Baptist Church. Shout out to Pastor Yelverson, who was actually great today. I love my church. I love my members. I love my first lady. I love everybody in my church. I do not want a church. I don't. I think having a church puts me in a box, and I'm not free to, be more. I can't be as mobile if I had a church. So there's nothing wrong with it. I just know me. I just can't be boxed. So I just want to be more like a minister or evangelist even. Just go out and talk to the people. Be like Jesus. Go outside where the people are at. I want to be outside. So, or doing my podcast, for an hour a day, just talking positive vibes, affirmations in the air, which actually I have a couple of affirmations for today. I got a couple of affirmations for today because I thought it was really great, these affirmations. And for those who don't know what affirmations are words that you speak out loud in the universe to make yourself feel strong and happy. So these affirmations today: I am worthy. I am grateful. I am hopeful. I am smart. I am alive. I'm loving. I'm standing in my truth. I'm going for it. I'm brave. I'm gorgeous. Black don't crack, honey. I am working on it. Important. I'm working on it. I'm doing a good job. I'm feeling good. And whatever you want to add, 929-282-0266, whatever you want to add to it. But those are affirmations. Every day you get up and say these things to yourself in the mirror. There's no way you're not going to feel good about yourself. And even though some things happen and you have that dark cloud over your head, I mean, in my history, those who don't know, my sister was murdered. And every time her birthday come around or her death day come around, I get this cloud. It's like a dark cloud. And it's to the point where it happens and I don't even know what's happening anymore. It just happens. So I get this dark cloud and I just get like really down. I'm not going to say depressed because I guess I'm too happy in my life to be depressed, but I do, I get down. I cry a lot. Any little thing makes me cry. Any little thing. And I just want to be by myself or I'll sleep a lot. I won't go out. I don't really want to interact with too many people around that time. But it's not a depression. It's more like how could I explain it? I don't know. I wouldn't say depression though, because I don't feel like I can't go on or something like that, or I want to be where she's at or something like that. It's not like that. It's like I don't know. I just want to be by myself and have her memory close to me and just think about the times we had together, wishing I could hear her voice. Um, yeah. I guess I don't know. I guess it's that time that I'm just sitting with her or just in my head, like just, you know, giving her that time almost. I'm not really sure. If somebody else could understand what I'm saying that lost a loved one to gun violence, and I say to gun violence because, usually when somebody is a victim of gun violence, they're like snatched from you. I always use that word snatched because it's like she was here that day and then by the end of the afternoon, she was gone. So I just feel like the word snatched is the closest word I could think of that comes close to how I feel. And yeah, I think around those two times, her death day and her birthday, I just give her that time. I guess that's what it is. I just feel like I just need to be alone. So that's what I do. Um, I also would celebrate, with family when we able to celebrate because that's another hard thing too to celebrate with family. Um, Especially when you're not on the same page. That's hard. Um, but you know what? God is good, and the people that are in my life are meant to be in my life. The people are not. That's just that. Like, I have no problems with nobody. I do believe in forgiveness. I forgave the person who murdered my sister. I do believe in forgiveness. I'm just not going to let you keep playing with me. That's it. Like, I believe in forgiveness. I believe that people, you know, can have a conversation, get past things, especially family. But I'm not going to let you keep playing with me. Sorry. So, um, I can forgive you and not talk to you. I can forgive you and not speak to you ever in life. I could do that. I'm a Pisces. We could do that. Like, you better sit down and ask a Pisces, boy. We what? We could shake your hand and hi, and then never speak to you again ever. Like it's nothing because we're such giving people. We give, 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 and when you keep trying to play or play with our emotions or play with our feelings, after a while, because it takes some time. We don't just cut people off. Trust and believe. We give people the longest rope. But honey, when you get to the end of that rope, oh, just know it's over for real. Like there's no coming back. Once that rope is going, yeah, at the end, the tip is over for you. Friend, family, lover, kid, don't matter. Does not matter because we're too giving. We're great people. Our hearts are so huge. Pisces, we give, 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 give. So we like suckers almost, especially for our kids. Especially for our kids. Our kids or our significant other, please. We give them the longest rope. Everybody else get a regular size rope. But family, kids, and your significant other get the longest rope. And once that rope is at the end, it's over. No coming back. So, yeah. So, when you're going through things like that, I tell people all the time, like, and I had to learn this. So, this is not something that I just, okay, I'm going to do this now. No, I had to learn it. So, I'm going to teach you how to, do some self care. So, one, the first thing that I always do, I've always had a job since I was 14 years old. I always worked, always had a job. Even when I took 5 years off from working, I still was working. I was catering, I was doing hair, I was hosting parties. So I was still working. I wasn't working on the books, but I was doing security. I was still working. But anyway, I learned this from Oprah. When you get your money, when you get your check, when you get your pay yourself first. I always learned that. Pay yourself first. So it won't look like or make you feel like you're a slave to the rhythm. Like you just paying bills and you never get what you really want. So every time I get paid, I just see something that I want and I get it first. And then I do my due diligence with all the rest of my bills and family and kids or whatever I need to do. Because that's the only way I feel like I'm reaping the benefits of my own work by paying myself. Now, in this, you have to be responsible with paying yourself. Don't pay yourself half your check. You pay the same bills every month, so you know your budget. Be reasonable with yourself. So what I do is usually if it's like I don't really go over $200. I try not to go over $200. So if I do go over $200, I'll use Afterpay, Karma. Those are apps that you use to pay in installments. So I'll do it that way. That way I'm getting what I want, but I'm not spending the money that I shouldn't be spending. So there's Karma, there's Afterpay, there's Affirm, there's Zip, there's Sezzle. Like I could go on and on. And I can use all of them at Ralph Lauren. Hello. I can use all of them at Ralph Lauren. So yes, honey. Even when I go to Woodbury, I could use Klarna and Woodbury, Afterpay and Woodbury at the counter, Ralph Lauren store. Yeah. So, and you could pay in installments. So, I try not to go over $200, y'all. But if it is over $200, I try to, pace myself. and pay in installments. So I get what I want still. So, yeah. And yes, us Pisces, we are shopaholics, but we do pay bills. So at the end of the day, pay yourself first. So that's one part, a part of self care that I think is important because you feel good about yourself. You feel like you're not working, you're not slaving. You're doing what you have to do as a responsible adult, but you reap the benefits of your own work. So that's self care. Two, pampering yourself. So that means eyebrows done, lashes done, hair done, feet done, nails done, a massage, all of those great things. That's so important with self care. I love going to get my hair done, even if it's buying a new wig so I could look different. I'm just saying, if you're cute, if you're pretty, you could wear your hair any type of way. I just don't do all the colors. I'm 50 years old, so I don't do all the colors, but I will change my hair up in a minute. So, yeah, stuff like that, self care. Put on a new wig, you feel so much better about yourself because, hey, I look different. Getting your eyebrows done, eyelashes done, just look cute. New earrings, stuff like that. Get your nails done, feet done. I get my feet done all year round. I do not wait for the summertime to get my feet done. I get my feet done every 2 weeks, faithfully. And my nail technician name is CoCo. I think I got two CoCos on Fulton Street. But yes, her name is CoCo, and she's excellent. And Princess Nails. So, and don't be going to book her all the time because she now I mentioned her name one time before, and not everybody want to go to her. And now when I want to go to her, she busy. I busy Coco. I busy. I don't want to hear that. So anyway, and then even with my nails, I don't get tips. And not knocking anybody that get tips. I'm not knocking anybody that get tips. I'm just to me, I'm just a little too old for it. I get my gel manicures and keep it moving. That's it. I don't even get no color. I get clear. The most I'll get is French. That's it. I think it just looks classy, just grown. I don't know. But anyway, not knocking anybody that gets tips because I think they're cute too. On other people. I just can't do it. I remember being younger and doing the nails and putting money in my nails, spending hundreds of dollars. Not no more. Mm-mm. Gel manicure, $25. That's it. Well, pedicure, I think the most I pay is $35. So yeah, I'm not spending that type of money. Not. Maybe for my birthday I might do something a little different, but nah, I don't spend that type of money. But you know, it is what it is. My granddaughter gets tips now. She's 12. Like, come on, this is too much. And me and her not going walking around with our nails looking the same. Oh no. It's just certain things you just don't do with the kids. I'm not doing it. So you get a great massage. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And the best massage is from your significant other. To me, I don't know. I mean, I've got massages from other people, but the best massage is from your significant other. If you could get your significant other to give you a great massage, that's like the most beautiful thing. If you could get past, hallelujah. If you can, look, I got me sweating already. So, yes, if you could get your significant other to give you a massage, that'd be great. Come home from a long day of work, get in the shower, put your pajamas on. Next thing you know, you pull out that oil. You need a massage, baby. Sure do. Perfect. Yeah, so that's self care number two. Number three, and a lot of people might not look at this as self-care, but I do. I think it's the best thing you could do for yourself, and that's education. That's the best self-care for me because education, like during COVID, I did a lot of personal development, like I said. So I started taking classes. I started getting college credits to this, certificates to that, licenses to this, licenses to that. And it opened so many doors. Like, I'm on a community board. I'm on a 79th precinct clergy council. Like, it's just it's just things that I wasn't even thinking about doing or imagine doing. I'm actually doing now. Like me being a chaplain, I have a chaplain plaque in my car. Like parking is like a beautiful thing now. So it's like, even with hospitals after hours, I'm a chaplain. I could still go in 24 hours for me. I actually wanted to be a chaplain so I could talk to people that's on death row. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Miss Indy. Yeah, like I um I wanted to talk to people on death row, and I'm still gonna do that. But yeah, it opened a lot of doors for me. All the education that I poured into myself, and I'm going back to school so I could finish my bachelor's and get my master's. And a lot of it went towards me getting my honorary doctorate. So with me getting my honorary doctorate, it pushed me to do more. And self care is taking care of yourself. And to me, the biggest ways of taking care of yourself is education. Educate yourself. Don't just sit and be scared, to elevate. Some people are scared of elevation. And then, and I'm going to tell you this right now because this is nobody but the devil. Oh, it's too late for you to do that. Oh, why are you waiting to do that now? Or, oh, you don't have the money for that. Oh, how is that supposed to happen if you got kids? Let me tell you something, right? It's 2020, it's 2023, okay? Anything is possible. There's so many ways for you to educate yourself in your own home, in the comfort of your own home. You don't even have to leave. Like, and you can still educate yourself. You could go on a go with your laptop. And there's schools that give you a laptop. There's schools that give you a laptop. You have your high school diploma. You got up to 4 years to go to school for free in New York. As long as you stay living in New York, you got 4 years of college that's free. A lot of people don't understand that. You got an EBT card, you're going to school for free. Hello. So I'm telling you, there's so many ways to educate yourself. Please do not be scared to go to school. Don't be scared to go to school. School is like the best thing ever. Not only for you to network and meet different people, because I choose to go into school. I don't want to do online classes. I want to be able to go in. Um, and it challenges your brain. Like you might be smarter than you think. Because I did that during COVID. Like I was taking these tests, like I would do these certification classes and I would take these tests. I would bust those tests out. Like I always get a 90. Some tests I got 100. And I'm like, yo. But when you first hear the class name, you be like, oh man, should I even take that? I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm gonna take it. Most of it is free. Some of them was like 39.99, something like that. But I did it just to have a certificate, have these certifications, and people acknowledge these certifications. So that's why I'm able to elevate how I'm elevated because I could say, listen, I have this gang training. I have this credible messenger training. I have this conflict resolution training. I'm an ordained minister. I'm a chaplain. I have a food handler's license. I have a security license. Things of it. Hello? That's why I'm able to move how I move, educating myself and not be scared at 50 to say, oh, I'm too old for that, or I can't do that, oh, it's too late for me. No, it's not. It's never too late to educate yourself. So those are the top three ways of self care for me. And I pray that you learn from this because at the end of the day, it will help you. It will open up so many doors for you. It will really help you. It also helped me to learn how to write grants. I actually know how to write grants now. I've been knew how to write business plans, but now I'm just like great at it. I'm learning budgets, but I've been doing budgets. I have a degree in accounting, actually, associates. So budgets and business plans and stuff like that. I went to school for business also. I knew how to do that, but not as a nonprofit. It's different. See, business plans and those budgets were for profit um, businesses. So it's different for nonprofit. So me being a nonprofit organization is different. But I'm learning, and the only way, you know, I'm able to do it is because of the education that I received and that I'm gonna receive because I'm going back. So yeah, and just opening up your mind to different things. I always teach my kids that, like, never stay stagnant. Always reach for the stars, shoot for the moon, because you never know, like, what kind of doors that could open for you. You know, thank God they listen. And every Wednesday you can see me and my son and our podcast every Wednesday night, both sides of the violence podcast, where I tell current events, anything from my point of view as an older person, and he says his point of view as a younger person, and we try to connect the disconnect between adults and our children. So I think that's a great idea, and I'm so glad we came up with it, and I'm so glad that he's that type of kid that wants to do stuff like that. Talk about things that's going on in the world and sharing it with other people and other people his age, so they could connect the disconnect with their parents or whatever older person that they're around, so they can have better conversations. Um, any parent that we could get to learn from how our interaction is, and they can, be more effective in their homes with their children, that'll be a blessing. So, we working on that and doing some things, having some guests, which we will soon in the future. But you can always support our organization by going on our website at bsv2021.org. You can see all the events we got coming up. We got an event coming up Valentine's Day, our second National Hug Day, and you could donate cash at bsv2021, or you could go on PayPal, both sides of the violence 2021 at gmail.com. All proceeds go to our organization. So we have a mascot, Shone, the Don't Shoot Bear. You can catch all of this on our IG too, both sides of the violence Inc. And please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, both sides of the violence Inc. And then we have the Evening Rush Network. Please subscribe to the Evening Rush Network, so you can watch our shows and watch the other shows on the network. And we're on Pandora, iHeartRadio. We getting around. We're getting around. So, I'm one of the new shows, but hopefully I, have some longevity like I did with Set Talk Radio. Those who know me from Set Talk Radio, we did that for a few years. We was very successful at it. But I just got it started getting like Wendy Williams ish, and I wasn't really trying to feel that. So yeah. But we're gonna take a short break and come back because we want y'all to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So I'll see you in a few minutes.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys, so you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it. Now, here are our sponsors.
Yay, I'm back. So my name is Shane with Purpose, aka CoCo, both sides of the balance Inc. And this is both sides of the balance Ministries because we outside preaching to the choir. If you want to be a sponsor, you can hit us up too at bsvinc.org. You could be a sponsor. Or if you want to be a guest, you can hit us up at bsvinc.org and let me know if you want to come in and be a guest. And I'll come to you. Not a problem. So we could help other people understand, that they're not alone. Um, we also do grief counseling, so if there's a mom or a dad who lost their child to gun violence or any type of violence, they can call in and we could talk to them. We could get the world to hear your story. We could also pray with you, cry with you, yell with you, whatever you want. We could do that here. So yeah, that's what we also do too. So um that's what this podcast is, for, like self healing, getting things out that you need to get out that you might not know how to, you know. You might have a situation at home, domestic violence, that you want to talk about, speak about. You might contemplate suicide, you want to talk about, how to overcome these feelings or what you need to do because you have these feelings. This podcast also is about resources. So there's jobs. So I'm gonna have next week I'm gonna have a job posting. So we'll have job postings. We'll have any events that's coming up in the neighborhood. We're gonna have that for you. Um, like I said, this this week, no, next week we're gonna have our National Hug Day. That's gonna be at Myrtle and Willoughby train station. So we're gonna be outside of Myrtle and Willoughby train station from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, handing out hot chocolate, candy, and hugs from Shone the Don't Shoot Bear. Oh, it always cracks me up. So we just want to, show people that we love them. A lot of people, in their lives is missing love. Just a genuine hug, just to say I love you. Like, I love everybody till they mess that up. Real talk. So if I don't like you, it's because you messed that up, not me. I hug and love everybody until you mess that up. And last year when we did it, we went around to different projects and did it. And we had an Elmo, and we was walking around in the Elmo costume, hugging people for Valentine's Day. And this one young lady, she hugged Elmo and she stood there and she cried. She was like, she really needed that hug that day. Then even the guys on the corner, he was on the corner chilling. And we really went up to them and was hugging them with Elmo. They was really hugging Elmo. It was crazy. But some people just want a hug. That's it. Like, just a genuine, I love you. A lot of people don't hear that. I know when I was a kid, I never really heard those words, I love you, until I was dating somebody and then he said, I love you. And I was like, whoa, But that didn't come from parents. That didn't come from siblings. That didn't come from uncles and aunts. And a lot of people don't know how to say it, you know. Some people don't even know how to give it, a hug. I was deprived of that coming up because I had to learn my mom's history. And my mom's history, she didn't receive it. So she didn't know how to give it to us. And another subject I want to talk about next week. Next week, we're going to talk about family, our ancestry, and what does it mean for us growing up back in the days versus now. I want to talk about that because I believe the disconnect with our youth is because of the disconnect with our parents, with their parents, and their parents' parents. Like a lot of people don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. They think every generation is their own generation. Like, yeah, no. This generation is the reflection of the last generation. That's why this generation is crazy because all the crack, all the drugs, all the crime, people not paying attention, all our men being locked up for years, decades. No men, they all in jail. Crack epidemic took most of our parents. So there were kids having babies, kids raising kids. And now these kids came from those kids. Hello? So we have to talk about that. Um, we're gonna talk about the different generations and our ancestries in a way where, and I'll probably go just up until I'm gonna go maybe the 30s because that the 1931 was my grandmother, the year she was born. So I think I'm gonna go up to that down the line. So the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. I'm gonna do my homework and I'm gonna give y'all a little ancestry timeline and the hurt and pain through that timeline. Because this podcast is real. Like, we want to talk real talk on this podcast. My life is an open book. I have nothing to hide ever. Like, I don't. I think us talking about it, really talking about it, will actually help our kids understand where we came from and why we are the way we are. The distance, the antisocial behavior, the not telling our kids we love them. And then it could be over loving, like love them so much that you don't let them breathe because you didn't have it. So we're going to talk about that next week. I think that's a great subject to talk about because, a lot of older people going, these kids and these kids. But you was once that kid too. How were you acting at that age? Like, let's talk about it. Because, these people get into drugs, clean themselves up, and they act like they ain't never had, they ain't never did nothing. And now it's these kids. Come on, let's pay attention to what led you down the path that you was living, what made you change, and now you need to understand the people that didn't change or didn't have the strength enough to change. So we want to talk about that. So next week we're gonna get into our families. We're gonna get our family dirt. I guess so people can understand and know that they're not alone. Like your grandmother wasn't the only thought out here. She really wasn't. or your mother wasn't the only one that was, on drugs and reformed. Or how about she wasn't on drugs, but she was in an abusive relationship. There's some mothers that never cursed a day in their life, but still in abusive relationships. So it's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. But you can always call in. You can always email me any questions. You can go on my IG, Both Sides of the Violence Inc. And tell me a question. You can call in 929-282-0266. You call in, give me a question. Let's talk about it. This is real talk. So we not hiding nothing. We not sugarcoating nothing. So this is what it is. This is our first show. So I'm just letting y'all know what it is. This was a great hour. And, I could talk, especially if I'm trying to help people. I could talk all day. But, yeah, this is an introduction of what's to come. We're going to talk about current events. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff that y'all want to talk about. And not for nothing, I wasn't going to touch on this, but I got 5 minutes left. The situation with the cop that just retired, the young lady, and she wound up allegedly murdering her boyfriend and then murdered herself. In a murder suicide in Flatbush, I believe it was in Flatbush, and really sad story. Um, you know, I I don't understand it, but at the same time, I understand what makes a person lose it. I don't know. It could have been him cheating, or she got caught cheating, or it could be money. You know, somebody was going broke and couldn't take it. I don't know. Or it could have just been a whole bunch of things like a person being at the end of their rope. Um, I think it's selfish of people to take someone else with them. Um, I don't I don't want them to do it to themselves. Like suicide to me is like I don't understand it, but at the same time, you have to be a really desperate person to want to do that, to be in a corner where you say, I give up and I don't want to be here anymore. Our lives are precious. God gave it to us, and I don't believe we have the right to even take it away. But I'm not here to judge. She could have just been really at the end of her rope. So I pray for her. I pray for her family. I pray for him and his family. Um, that situation is not easy. I know two situations where murder suicide took place, and both families are destroyed to this day behind it. So, you don't only hurt your loved ones, you hurt the other family's loved ones too. And there's a lot of denial. There's a lot of accusing this person, like it's a lot. So I really, really pray for both families, because that's a crazy situation. But at the same time, we're not here to judge. We don't know the situation personally, but I just pray and just if they have kids, I just pray for the kids and their families. It's a really sad situation. I don't wish that on nobody. Um, you know, sad. So, we just pray for the families and, anything that we could do as a community to bring awareness, so this won't happen again. Um, anybody could hit me up and we could come up with a plan. Like the only way that we could solve these things is together. I'm great with partnerships. I'll partner with anybody just to get things right. I don't have to be like, oh, I did that or I could do this. No, I think the best way to handle all of this is together. So, anybody have any ideas, anything that you want to do, um, you know, hit me up and let's make it happen because it's a really sad situation. Um, we're going to go out of our show with our prayer for today. So our prayer for today, if you want to bow your head, you want to close your eyes, or you just want to put your feet down on the ground and just breathe while you're hearing it, you can do that. Father, thank you that you are not limited to seeing me as other people see me. Thank God you see my heart and you know my faithfulness to you. I believe that promotion comes from you, and you are lifting me towards my destiny. In Jesus' name, amen. So that's our show for this week. Hey. We got through our first show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all next week. And we're going to talk about our ancestry, our families. What could we do to make our families stronger? Understanding our families to make them stronger. That's what it is. Understanding our families to make them stronger. Yes. All right. So God bless. Stay safe and stay out the way. God bless y'all and good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening.